Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. We continue in the Grade 3 Discovering Music Theory on to page 40, looking at the topic of intervals, major and minor intervals and perfect intervals. And don't worry if it isn't absolutely crystal clear just yet. We've got lots of practice ahead of us here, and it will really start to make sense as you just work through it. Don't be afraid to learn by your mistakes. I know I always say that, but it really is the best way to learn, and you can erase it as many times as need be until it makes sense. So let's look at this first little exercise here together, and then perhaps if you're feeling brave you can just go ahead and try the rest of exercise 3. So let's just do a little refresher on exercise 3A. So our first job is we need to know what the key signature would be. And we know that A major has a key signature of F sharps, C sharps, G sharps. And so we will need to add those for our major intervals. And bear in mind what the major scale has. And do remember that major means greater, minor means lesser. And so we need to also bear in mind that A minor is related to C major, which would have no sharps or flats, would it? And so the first job is to get the number. So A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, space, line, space. There's our third. And then it's a C sharp, which we know is part of the major scale pattern. So we've gone 1, 2, 3. C sharp is the major third. If it was a C natural, it would be minor, wouldn't it? Because A minor has no sharps or flats, and it's a semitone smaller than the major third. And so the first job is to find what number interval it is. So let's count from the tonic, always counting the tonic as 1. That's the first degree of the scale, if you remember. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. They are the degrees of the scale. So A is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and then we'll worry about the accidentals as the key signature would dictate. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we can see that the sixth is F, so that's half of the question done already. And then it's an F sharp. F sharp, we know that's part of the A major key signature, which has F sharps, C sharps, G sharps, and so it's a major sixth. F natural would be smaller, and that would be the minor sixth, wouldn't it? Because A minor has no F sharps. So it's a major sixth. Now we have here a tonic A, and then the next door note up is B, so we know that it's a second, and we can see A to B is a full step, it's a full tone, and that is a major second, and it's a major second whether it's part of the major or the minor scale. It's a full tone, and so it's a major second. So do press pause, have a go, maybe just try exercise B on your own, and then pop back in and check it, and then you can try C until you're really feeling confident. So just sort of try a few, check, try a few, check. So we know that B minor is related to D major, which has a key signature of F sharps and C sharps, and you can see how very important it is that we know all of our major and minor key signatures, so you can just quickly jot those down on a piece of paper before you start, and then it's a quick reference and you don't have to keep juggling that information. And we always count the first note, the tonic, as 1 because that's the first degree of the scale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then we have our key signature as appropriate. So just out of interest, let's think, what would B major have? And so we're going to have to think, is it major or minor? So we've given the key signature of B minor. We can work from that, I think. Let's do that. We'll work from that. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we can see that G is indeed the 6th. Now B minor does not have a G sharp, so there's a little bit of a clue straight away. So B minor would have a G natural in it because there's only F sharps and C sharps in the key signature. The fact that it's a G sharp does actually mean that we've made it bigger, haven't we? We've made it greater, it's major. We've extended that to a major, so it's a major 6th. And actually, out of interest, B major would have a key signature of F, C, G, D, A. And so we can see that that G sharp would be there. However, I digress, that's actually not in the grade 3, and so you perhaps don't need to know that in terms of you need to know B major because you know that B minor should not have that and it's been made bigger. That's just a little, by the way, interest point. So here we have B again, an octave higher, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, so there's half the job done, that's our 3rd, and it's a D natural, which is indeed part of the minor scale. And so we can see 1, 2, 3. If it was a D sharp, it would be major. It's part of the minor key signature. That's a minor 3rd. And then here, let's count from this B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's note A. And so that's the 7th degree of the scale, from the tonic to the 7th. And again, it fits perfectly with the key signature, which does not have A sharps. So we can tell that that's a minor 7th, completely in keeping with our key signature. So B to A natural is minor. If it was A sharp, it would be major. So let's press on. So we have now a key signature of A flat major, which we know is B flats, E flats, A flats, D flats. And so A is the 1st degree of the scale, the next one is B, so we know that that's a 2nd. And we know that there are B flats in the key signature, it's a major 2nd, and we can see that because from A flat to B flat is a full tone. And that confirms we are indeed a major 2nd. Now we're dropping down to bottom A here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's half the job done. And that's note F, which is not affected by the key signature. The major key signature has F naturals, so that is all part of the major key signature, so that's the major 6th. And we're way down in the bass now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's our 7th, so we know that. That's half the job done. And A flat major only has B, E, A, D. G is not affected by that. It's already part of the major scale pattern. That's a major 7th. And so if you haven't done so already, I do recommend just definitely press pause now and just have a go for it. It's always better to learn by your mistakes. I know I say it lots and lots of times, but it really is. You know, don't be discouraged. It's a tricky topic. We've got lots of practice ahead of us. Just have a go and it will become clear as we continue. So I'm hoping you've had a go of this. So here we have C sharp minor, which we know is related to E major, which is a key signature of F, C, G, D sharps. Now here, C sharp is our tonic. 1, 2, 3. It's a third, so that's half of the job done. Now C sharp to E. E is part of that key signature. It's not affected. It's within the minor scale key, so it's a minor scale. However, just let's look at this from another angle, because this might be another way of looking at it. You can just think, well, it's within the key signature. It's not affected. It's part of the minor key signature. That's fine. However, it's quite hard thinking, well, from C sharp to E. And so if you think, well, C to E, if we were in C major, 1, 2, 3, that's a major third. However, because we've made the lower note higher by raising that lower note to C sharp, our tonic has changed. We've actually made the interval smaller, haven't we? So we've gone from a major third, C, D, E, and because it's actually C sharp, we can tell that we've made the interval smaller, and so that's now a minor third. So that's just another way of approaching it. If you're thinking, well, I'm a bit confused with C sharp, well, start from C. That's a good, easy point, and then just show how you've made it smaller by actually moving it to C sharp. So there's our minor third. Now we're jumping tonic up an octave here, but that's still a C sharp, and we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 6. That's note C, D, E, F, G, A. So it's a 6th. And again, it's not affected by the key signature. It's within the minor scale. It's a minor 6. Oh, I've already written 6. Don't need to write it again. And again, if you find that quite tricky working from C sharp, you could just think, well, I know that from C to A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's a major 6th. And then I've made the bottom note actually go up, which has made the whole interval smaller because I've raised that bottom note. And so you can tell you've gone from greater to smaller. It's a minor 6th. You may find that helpful just to look at it from a different viewpoint. However, C sharp is our tonic and A natural is part of that. Now then here we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B. C sharp to B sharp. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 7th. Now B is part of the key signature. C sharp to B, there's no B sharps in the key signature. And so because we've raised that 7th, it's B sharp. It's not C because it's written as B sharp. So C sharp to B sharp changes it from a minor interval. We've made it bigger and it's become major. And when we raise the 7th in the harmonic minor scale, we actually create a major interval. We create a major 7th when we raise that 7th degree of the scale. So that's a major 7th because we've added an accidental, we've added a sharp that's not part of the key signature. We've raised that. There we go then. So that's that exercise completed. We get some more examples here. So let's continue with exercise 4. So we've got to, first of all, it's exactly the same process as we've just done. We've just got to choose. But we can't choose because we need to know if it's an octave or a fourth or a fifth, it will be perfect. If it's anything else, we choose between these. So we're counting from E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 6th of some sort, so it can't be perfect. Now E is our lowest note, so we treat that as our tonic, and we know that E major has a key signature of F, C, G, D sharps. So here we have a C natural, as in the fact that there is no sharp. And so E to C sharp would be major, part of the major scale key signature, and because the sharp isn't there, it's smaller, it's the minor scale, or the interval has become smaller, because we've gone from the greater to the smaller interval, and we know that E minor does not have C sharps in the key signature, only E major does, so it's a minor interval. Here we have an A to a B. If A is 1, B is 2, so it can't be perfect. It's a full tone, A to B, a second is major. We'll try another couple together. So here we know that D major must have F sharps and C sharps. D is our tonic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It can't be perfect. And D major does indeed have C sharps. It's part of the major scale. It's a major 7th. So here we have C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a 7th, so it can't be perfect. Now C as our tonic, C major has no sharps or flats. So C to B would be the major interval, but because we've got the flat, it's minor, it's been made smaller, and we know that C minor is related to E flat major, which has B flats, E flats, A flats. It's part of the minor scale, and we've gone from the major interval smaller. So you can think of it, it's part of the minor scale key signature, or you can consider that the major interval has been made smaller, it's minor. That's that. Now here we have a 1, 2, 3, 4. And so before we do anything else, we know that it's perfect. An F sharp minor has a key signature of F sharps, C sharps, G sharps, and so it would fit within that anyway, but we don't need to consider any more because we know that fourths, fifths and octaves are perfect. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a perfect fifth. Fourths, fifths and octaves are perfect, and we can see C to G is a fifth. C sharp to G, we just parallel move everything up, but C sharp to G sharp is a perfect fifth. So we can see fifth, fifth. We can see how it's a parallel interval, just moved up half a step. So I'm just looking at these questions in lots of different ways, and you find systems that make best sense to you, and just sort of work within the systems to help you figure out what's going on. So our tonic here is B. So B minor is related to D major, which has F sharps and C sharps. And we have a 1, 2, 3. It's a third, and so it can't be perfect. And B minor has a key signature of F sharps and C sharps. That's well within, and so that's part of the minor pattern. That's correct. And also we can double check it if you like, because remember, a third is 1, 2, 3. A minor third is 3 semitones away. If you wanted to double, triple check that to help you. And so let's carry on. Our tonic here is E flat, and E flat major has B flats, E flats and A flats as the key signature. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the 6th, so it can't be perfect. And E flat major is C natural as well within that key signature. That's unaffected, and so it's perfectly correct to say that's a major 6 within that major scale pattern. Here we have an E flat to an E flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's our octave, and we know that octaves are perfect, so there's no more thinking required for that. And here we have from A flat to E flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we know that fifths are also perfect. So that nicely finishes that. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee, and for advert-free lessons, you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.